Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Analyzing Markets with Flores, trading green wave here. We're gonna start right away. I've been doing only the major pairs, so I have my list right here to the left, and that's what we're gonna analyze. We're gonna start right away because I know your time is very valuable. Sorry about that. You move this a little bit. No, that's fine right there. Okay, so we are in the 4-hour time frame on USD CAD. The markets are they're been consolidating, as you can see here on Sunday. I put a mark. We were exactly at this point right there. I put a yellow mark right there. That's where we're on Sunday when we did our analysis. Make it a little smaller right here. We were exactly at this point. And the markets move like that pretty much. I see a lot of 3 moves just like this: 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3. In this case, the 1, 2, 3 again, and then the market is probably it repeats that same movement a lot. It's going ABC in the Elliott waves, or a 1, 2, 3, either or. If it's gonna be a correction, it's normally ABC. And then he goes into a little more details. If that correction extends longer, it goes into A, B, C, then to X and Y and Z and stuff like that. We try to keep it a little more simpler. So I trade waves and I try to simplify it. As you can see, now I have this indicator, which is exactly the same indicator as the big arrows right here, which are zigzags. But they have a smaller code, or in number. The codings are in smaller numbers pretty much. As you can see, you have the major zigzag and then smaller zigzags right here. But I use it because it gives me like a directional where the market is moving. Help to analyze. I don't trust them 100%. I go with structure. I go with breakup trend lines and top-down approach also. Okay, but these indicators are, like I said, they're not my indicators, but they're free in the internet. I mean, you can use them. They're zigzag indicators. Okay, so that's what I use pretty much. And in my tutoring sessions, normally I give my students a template so they can use it, and I show them the strategy pretty much. Okay, so let's go and do it. In the daily and the USD CAD, we know that we were in this giant move coming down, and now the market, it looks like it's breaking that trend now. We don't know if it's going to break this big trend. We don't know yet. Okay, so I go for the next move from this point right there, and normally put a trend line, and I go from that point, and then I go to bars again, and then I'm going to go to the 4-hour, and you can see the trend was broken exactly right there. Retested, and it went up for a good trade. Now, last Sunday we were here though, that this already happened. Okay, let me go to the 1 hour, and let me tell you what we are inspecting. Obviously, we're inspecting we're calling this just a correction in the 4-hour coming down. But I'm waiting for the market to go one more up according to my rules. Okay, I'm not saying that it's going to happen 100% of the times, but I'm going with the trend. Okay, we're going with the trend pretty much. This is the trend. Okay, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and now we have this giant correction moving sideways, and we are waiting for this to I think it is possible for the market. I mean, in the next day is probably going to go higher, but I'm thinking that it needs to go a little bit lower before it does another move down. Okay. Now, when the data analysis invalidates is when this low is broken to the bottom. That's when it invalidates. Okay. But we're expecting a move down, and obviously in the next hours or in the next days or two, it can go up and then down. That's what I'm saying. The short term, it might go up. Longer, medium term, down, and then long term, we're waiting to go up. Okay, so this doesn't look very good. You know, it's just doing that consolidation right there, up and down, up and down. It's not very nice to trade. Okay, in this market, USD CAD. But on Sunday, we're gonna see it again and see where we are. Okay, so GBP USD. Real quick on GBP USD, we've been looking at this market. We put that trend line, and it's already breaking down, and it started giving a lot of pips already from off of that trend line. Let me show you. If I put it like that, I go from the last low to the last high right there. That's where a trend line belongs, and then it breaks, retests. You can see exactly the retest right there into the area, and then it drop from that point. We go to the 1 hour so we can see that drop clear. Look at that right there. Now it's probably gonna it's getting very soon to do a pullback, but I'm almost positive we're gonna keep dropping from that point. Okay, so keep an eye on this market because we're looking for sales on the GBP USD. Sales and sales. You maybe have a strategy already, but you know, wait for pullbacks, wait for flags, and then sell them again. But we'll see what the market, and market is going to do small pullbacks, and with this zigzag it helps because I know it's going to go down until I get a major arrow on the bottom, green arrow over here, to do a major pullback or a bigger pullback, and then it's probably in the future is going to continue coming down. So we're gonna continue looking at this market, but for now, if you want to look for a trade on this, in my opinion, you should put a trend line right there, and for short trade, buy. Okay, if you see something, let me get the epic pen here so I can draw stuff. Where's my epic pen? Right there. Okay. Okay, if you see something like something going up like that, and then you wait for a flag, you put yourself a nice trend line. The first candle opening above that, it's a buy, pretty much. Okay, so, and don't think that move is going to go forever, obviously, or what the information that the market is giving us right now is telling me this, that the market is going to move around 50% of that move, maybe 80%, then come down for a longer term. Okay, so that's what we're waiting for. GBP USD. Let me go to the bar again. Candlesticks. There we go. Let's go Euro USD. Okay, on the Euro USD, let me show you what happened. We were at that point where yellow mark is, and then I said at that trend line, okay, if this trend line breaks to the top and do what I just told you that the market does, I wait for a something like that, and then a little flag, and then we buy right there. Okay, but the market, but every time, and this is very important, we can learn something very important from this, that every time that the market it's in a trend and it meets on a trend line, at that point, that's a decision point right there, because that the market is going to tell you right there if it's going to break that trend and if it's going to break that flag to continue up, or if it's going to do another move down, and in this case it did another move down. Okay, what I did in this case, let me make it a little bit bigger. So we didn't have this line right here. Let me get rid of that so it looks clear. We were right here. This didn't exist. We only had this move. Okay, so what I did in the 1 hour, I put myself yellow line like that, put a trend line like this, put a trend line just like that, and I sold right here. Okay, and I was able to catch. I went all the way to this low, and I closed my trade right there, went lower. Okay, now the market extended very low. Now it broke this low, so now this is not a flag. It's definitely an impulse all the way down. So we can erase all this right here. Boom. So now we have this move right from here to here. So I'm gonna follow this trend line right there. Okay, gotta follow that trend line. If I go to the candlesticks, I can see that it broke, but we have the 50. So in order for me to buy this, it has to break this high right here, this little high, and it has to break the 50 also. Something like maybe something like that, and then to do a flag, then at the break of this flag I will definitely buy here, okay, to go up. But that's we want to wait to see what the market is going to do. Okay, like I know we had a break of the trend line right there, and then it went into the line again. But this is a low. Okay, this is a previous low still. That's why I put my trend line right here. If I get another low, now I'm gonna adjust my trend line to the previous high that created that low. Okay, so that's where we are right now. So we're gonna see how the markets are behaving, and we're gonna go from there. I also use Fibonacci, but I don't want to add too much information. Okay, I don't want to confuse you guys. You guys use Fibonacci too. If you're going to trend, especially if you go on a trend, using Fibonacci is great. It works real good. Okay, that's your USD. USD JPY, we were exactly at this point. USD JPY, I say let's put a trend line, and now we got a trend line on the 1 hour that it broke, but now it's retesting this area over here. So when the market starts going sideways like this, what I do after the trend line is broke to sideways like this, I put myself a nice horizontal line on this lows, and that's a very important zone right there. You can see rejection. There's move right there, there's action right there, there's action right there. So if this market breaks below the trend line and below the 50, anywhere over here, I'm going into a trade also on the USD JPY. All right, AUD USD. Okay, what do we have? AUD USD. Check something real quick. All right, AUD USD. In the long term, we like the market to start, dropping, because we have a big impulse going up. So this can be either two things, right? It can be just a correction, or it can be the reversal that we're all waiting. Okay, everything's ready for a reversal, but this can still make another high, so that is always a possibility. So in the 4 hour, we put this trend line, and it was already broken right here, and now it's doing the retest. It did the retest, it went down, and the market just started going down. Okay, What we're waiting now is that the market is going to do a correction of this move now. Every move that is produced, it needs to have a correction. Impulse, correction. Impulse, correction. Impulse, correction. So this big move right here, this giant move needs a correction, obviously. But at least this is gonna need a correction if it's planning to go higher, okay? And let me see something else. Okay, so in the next few hours, let me get rid of this. I put this in a line so we can see it correctly. We are waiting for this to be broken. If you want to go for a small trade, I wouldn't recommend. But because I'm thinking that this market can still drop more. But we gotta see what the market does, okay? It's very critical right there. I wouldn't touch AUD/USD until it defines better. Okay, NCD/USD. NCD/USD is the same thing. We're going in a large correction right there. We're doing a side movements, but you can trade the 30-minute, the 1 hour. We have moves like that. Anyways, let's see. Okay. Yeah, we're waiting for just the market to see what it's gonna do. You can definitely correct right here and come down, but it's just in correction. NCD/USD in the 1 hour is just doing a correction. We're waiting for the market to define a little bit better. USD/CHF. Okay, let me show you this in the 4 hour. We were at this point. It did broke this flag right here. It's very clear that it broke that flag. And we were right here on Sunday, so it definitely broke this resistance right here, and the market's just going up again. Okay, it's gonna do a correction very soon. Okay, it can come 1 to the 50 and then keep going, but all depends. Yeah, the market has a lot of room to go here or to go to the top of that move. We'll see how the market behaves. This is the one that I mentioned that we had this head and shoulders right here. Shoulders or in burst. Shoulder, head, shoulder. And it broke the neck to the top, so it's probably going to go for a good amount. And the last one used the Mexican peso. We were right there. We knew that a correction was going to come. I believe it's still going to go lower. We're waiting for lower over here, and then from that point we're going to see if the market wants to continue higher or if it's going to keep dropping with the trend. Okay, friends, thank you for watching. See you guys back on I'm probably going to do this Saturday, the analysis. Please, any questions, or if you'd like me to do any special pair that you are trading, I can do the analysis to help with my opinion on the markets. And don't forget, if you want to get tutored, let me know. I'm barely starting doing this, so excuse me. I am charging very cheap. Okay, so I'm barely starting, but as I get more busy, I'm gonna have to increase. I mean that because of the time pretty much that it takes. So please let me know. I'm gonna leave my personal Telegram, and you can connect me or connect with me that way. God bless you all. Have a great week. Keep making some pips, and see you guys pretty soon.